All right, guys, we're at Camp McCarran. I always have trouble with Camp McCarran, honestly, just because it doesn't like to load sometimes. Okay. Yeah, I stopped for a sec. I don't know if the game stopped or if I stopped, because I kind of did both. So we want to talk to Bitterroot, which hopefully we can find. Lieutenant Gorbitz. Oh, Sergeant Bitterroot.
I'm Bitterroot, first recon. You got a reason to talk to me?
Bitterroot, you have an unusual name.
You trying to start trouble? Or do you really not know where I got that name?
I didn't mean to offend. You don't have to tell me if you'd rather not.
It's a con name. You know, the great cons. That's what my parents were. I figured I grew up around the bastards. They owed me a name after all they put me through.
What happened to your parents?
They're dead. Got themselves killed at Bitter Springs. Served them right, if you ask me.
Tell me about what happened to them at Bitter Springs.
It was a massacre. That's what a lot of NCR folk will tell you. Most of them feel plenty bad about what happened. But I was there. Saw it myself. I don't care what anybody says. The cons asked for Bitter Springs. They wouldn't leave the NCR be. My damn parents, too. They were just as bad as the rest.
You don't really mean that, do you?
Don't I? Mister, you never met my parents. My dad, he got himself fucked up every chance he got. Always started with folk for no reason. Hell, he was the one who taught me to shoot. You know how? By taking pot shots at NCR, and not just soldiers. Civilians, too. Even kids. Then he'd get high with his buddies and swap tales about the folk they killed. Bunch of animals. And my mom? A couple of times she tried to sell me to some waster just to score some jet. Even the other cons said she was useless. Only reason they kept her around was because she was a... how'd my dad say it? A smoking piece of ass.
So your name, it comes from Bitter Springs.
You're not fully grown till you've taken a beat down. Everybody gathers around and hits you till you're damn near dead. After that, if you haven't begged for mercy, you get to choose a new name. One you'll use for the rest of your life. When NCR slaughtered the cons at Bitter Springs, I hadn't got my beat down yet. I was still too young. Way I see it, Bitter Springs was my beat down. So afterward, I gave myself a name. It's all I got from the cons. It's all I ever want.
How'd you survive the massacre?
Guess I could tell a pretty good story if I had a mind. But the truth is, I don't know. Just got lucky. They brought me to Daughtry after the battle. He was just a captain back then. Guess he saw something in me. Knew I didn't belong with the cons. Maybe he felt bad, too, about how his men killed my folks. I told him he did me a service, but he didn't believe me. Still doesn't. He's a good man, Daughtry. Doesn't act like it sometimes, I know. But he didn't have to take me in.
I've heard enough. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, that's probably best.
I gotta go, man.
All right. Goodbye.
See, it's stuff like that that makes me really, really enjoy Fallout New Vegas. That's Daughtry. That's like his father figure or whatever. He has some quests for us. But Boone was a part of that, as you can tell. But with Boone, he was there at Bitter Springs, so that's part of his quest too. We will talk to him all about this later on. This part's taking me longer than I thought, but I still want to get through it all. So we're gonna do that, and I'll just talk to him next week about it all. But yeah, Boone was there for the Bitter Springs massacre, and so these are just scoring points with him. Hey,
Something I can
Colonel
do for you?
James Hugh.
I'm usually good with faces, but I don't think I've seen you here before. What brings you to Camp McCarran?
I'm here to provide support. Is there anything I might be able to help with?
You don't cook by any chance, do you? Farber's doing his best, but it's hard to manage an army with half my staff in line for the latrine. Honestly, we're fighting a lot of fires right now. The fiends keep pressing their position from Vault 3. We've got the Legion breathing down our necks across the river. We actually took an officer alive last week, but so far he hasn't spoken a word.
Any other problems?
Yeah. On top of everything else, I can't send a patrol on a bathroom break without it being ambushed by someone who heard they were coming. So somebody's getting the word out.
You seem calm given given that things are bad as they are.
Calm is what you have to be when people look to you. And it's all you can be when things are out of your hands.
We know who the fiends are. I could look into who's leaking NCR intelligence.
Well, why not? Given your recent arrival, at least I can safely rule you out as the leak. I'd like to have absolute trust in my men, but that's just not practical right now. Go ahead and look into it. See what you find. We don't have much to go on right now. Lately, every raiding party in New Vegas seems to have a map of our troop movements. It derails everything. Supplies, reinforcements, and it'll only get worse the longer we let it go on. Captain Curtis is heading up the investigation right now. He can fill you in.
Alright, I bet I can make that Legion prisoner talk.
I have Lieutenant Boyd on that already, and she's excellent, but I think she's hit a wall. Talk to her if you like. See if she has any use for you. Her office is right above mine, but I think she might be interrogating right now. So she'd be upstairs on the other side of the building.
Cool. Alright, I'll go do that.
Bye.
Alright, so let's go talk to the prisoner. He might have information on the mole, or whoever's giving out the information. And then this quest, what is it? I put a spell on you. That quest will actually, yeah, that quest will give us some more points with him. So we will talk to the captain first, which he is. Is he on the bottom floor? Is he? I hope not. Okay. No, I think he's back here. Damn it. But we'll talk to him. And then we'll go interrogate that guy because I'm sure he has information. So, hey man.
Nice to meet you. I'm Curtis.
Colonel Sue wanted me to help you look into the recent intelligence leaks.
Smart man. I could use somebody who can operate under the radar around here. Whoever our mole is, he's been slippery. Whenever one of the MPs gets too close, he changes his habits. Our last lead went cold weeks ago.
Where should I start?
You want my advice? Start by talking to people with a lot of eyes in the field. People like Lieutenant Boyd or Sergeant Contreras, maybe. Careful with Contreras, though. He's not above suspicion himself. Keep me apprised of any leads you get. This guy's gotten a lot of my men killed. I'm just itching to return the favor.
Will do, Captain.
Later.
Alright, so we're gonna go and talk to prisoner. So yeah, after this we're gonna go and we will help find the followers. Help the followers find someone that they can
You got something to say, or do you always look like that?
I was born this way, Jesus lady, I can't help it. And I got shot in the face. How about you put some eyeliner on, you fucking bitch?
You stick out like a sore thumb around here. You sure you're in the right place?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to blow up on you. Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Now, what kind of MP would I be if I didn't notice anything suspicious? I've had soldiers go AWOL, break-ins, thefts, you name it.
Who's missing?
Well, there's Anders. He's a ranger. That one's not suspicious so much as worrisome. He left on a dangerous assignment. Colonel Shu sent him out. Now I think he feels guilty not having any way to check up on him.
Anyone else missing?
Yeah. The man I'm more interested in is Corporal White. White had a lot of promise. Wanted to be a ranger as bad as anyone I've seen. But he also had some extracurricular activities going. Now he's gone.
I'll see what I can to find out about Corporal White for you.
Word around the base is he'd been going regularly to visit a hooker named Dazzle at Gamora. That's a casino on the Strip. Classy place. His belongings are up in the barracks in the concourse building. First bunk on your left if you're facing it from the center. I haven't had a chance to look through his things yet, so that might be a good place to begin.
What can you tell me, or no? Do you need any help? That's what we want.
Yeah, so far this has gone exactly as expected. Poorly. But with the work you've done for NCR already, you might be just what I've been looking for. We captured an honest-to-God Centurion of Caesar's Legion recently.
Is that a big deal?
Better believe it. Everybody in Caesar's Legion from Caesar on down will kill themselves before they can be captured. They're so twitchy they'd probably do it if you reached out to hug them. But here's this guy, who's an elite commander in their army, and he just gives himself up, even as his men are slitting their own throats around him.
What do you think it means?
Well, I don't know about you, but to me that sounds like a man who's willing to cooperate. Except he hasn't. Only times he speaks up are to insult you. He's a real prick, by the way. And I'm supposed to get information out of this guy.
Why don't you just beat your prisoner senseless? Have you tried calling him hurtful names?
I like the way you think. Have I said that yet? Problem is that the NCR frowns on using that sort of tactic. There's some restrictions still in place from President Tandy's administration. But here's my favorite thing about you. You're not in the NCR. Plus, for all this guy knows, you're completely insane. That's a winning combination.
Wild card, bitches. So you want me to do what you can't?
I think if you rough him up enough and really put some fear into him, he'll sing like a choir boy. So let's do this. When you're ready, I'll go in and give you a little intro. Then I leave the room and you make him regret the day he was born. We go back and forth a couple times until either he talks or he can't move his jaw anymore. Either way, we've had our entertainment for the day.
All right, let's get started.
That's the spirit. Okay, I'll go in and have a word with him. Then I'll call you in.
I'm crazy. I'm crazy.
Long time no see, Silus.
Lieutenant, I was just thinking about you.
That's so.
I was just thinking about that pretty neck of yours.
How sweet.
I was thinking about how it would look with a Legion slave collar on it.
I'll pass.
Do you know what I love about our slave collars, Lieutenant?
If you love them, maybe you should try one on.
I love how tightly they fit. I train my men to make sure the slave's flesh bulges a bit around the top and bottom. Know why?
It's all the rage in fashion circles?
Not quite. If you fit it just right, their body never gets used to the feeling of wearing it. It cuts in just enough when they swallow or turn their head to remind them who they belong to. And it's that constant reminder that keeps them docile.
In that case, maybe you'd better save the collar you were gonna give me.
Oh? For whom?
For a friend of mine you're about to meet. My friend isn't very docile.
And who is this friend of yours?
You know all the rules the NCR instituted to protect enemy prisoners of war?
Of course.
My friend doesn't.
I
Oh, and
don't.
Silus, if you resist at all, I'll personally blow your brains out.
I'm hoping she does.
Come on in. He's all yours. I'll be back in a bit to see how you're getting along. And I'll need you to surrender your weapons before you go in. You can pick them up from the locker on your way out.
What's your name? Silas?
What an ugly little worm you are. What pile of excrement did the lieutenant pluck you from, worm?
I think you're confused. I'm with the excrement right now.
You must have some reason to be in your line of work. Tell me, what did the Legion do to you? Did we enslave your children? Slaughter your family before your eyes to teach you a lesson? Whatever it was, I hope I was there to give the order.
Listen, Sinus, you must miss giving orders now that all your men are dead.
Foot soldiers of the Legion are trained not to have to think for themselves, to have conflict removed from their minds. They kill themselves to evade capture because they are not trusted to make such a decision rationally in the heat of battle. But I'm no foot soldier. I knew I could escape captivity on my own without revealing the tiniest iota of information to my captors.
Sounds to me like you were too gutless to follow Caesar's orders.
I'll show you gutless, you sniveling bastard. I'll spill your guts all over this room.
Yeah, I'm done. Lady, come, lady. I'm. Oh shit. Oh, she's coming back. What's his name again? I really don't know.
Is something the matter, Silus? You look upset. Here, maybe you'd better step out for a moment. You've upset him.
It was Footloose? I never
Your friend is a
remember
miserable
names.
fucking degenerate.
I don't know. I thought he seemed like a nice guy.
If we were on the other side of the river, I'd have him torn apart by dogs.
That's a long walk, Sealoose. I don't think it's gonna happen. You'd better just talk.
Your tactics are a joke.
If you don't like dealing with me, I can bring my friend back in.
Both of you can rot.
Have it your way.
Burger
Come
King.
on back in. I think he misses you.
I miss him so much.
We don't have anything to discuss, worm.
But I want to know how a coward can attain the rank of Centurion.
Coward. I've faced odds that would make your NCR soldiers wet themselves.
They're not my
I've
NCR
led charges
soldiers.
against men with guns, carrying only my knife. And I can tell you, it was they who feared me. But suicide is a weak death on a battlefield. It says to your enemy that you fear capture. It says if you're caught, you can be broken.
So you were unafraid to cut any throat but your own.
You think I'm going to slit my throat for some megalomaniacal self-appointed dictator? I didn't work my way up to have it all be taken from me out of some irrational paranoia. Caesar's losing it. I believe that. He's been shutting himself in his tent. Privately, he complains of headaches. Whatever it is, it's affecting his ability to lead. Time was essential for my mission, but we waited 3 days for him to dispatch us. Another of his headaches. Does that sound like a man in command? He has an operative planted in this very base, but does he use his agent to rescue me? No. He's content to have the agent spend his nights radioing troop positions back to our base camp. He knows I'm here, and he's left me to rot.
Well, who's the operative?
I don't know. I know he sends intelligence by radio in the middle of the night. Sometimes that intelligence would find its way to my cantery.
I don't believe you. You're lying.
Then you're a fool. That man reports to Caesar on what I do here. The Legion isn't going to take me back. My only hope is to escape and disappear. But if I escape and he reports it, they'll hunt me down as long as I live. It served me to report him as much as it served you.
I think I've heard all I need to. You've been very helpful.
I hope the Legion burns your wretched body at the stake when they conquer this place. Nothing I could tell you would do anything to stop that.
I hope your breath stops smelling like dog dick. I hate the Caesar. Or the Caesar. I hate the Legion.
You did well. I don't know how you did it without putting a scratch on him, and I'm a little disappointed personally, but it saved the NCR some face. And it could save us more than that when all is said and done. I'm gonna talk to some people when we're through here. This is about double the standard fee we'd give a consultant, but from what I saw, you're more of an artist. So think of this as your commission.
Who are you? Goodbye.
Yep, see you around.
Alright, so I think I have an idea of where radio is. So we're probably going to wait till nighttime and maybe jump him if we can. So we're just going to go outside. Alright, so we're outside. Where are we? Why did it... Oh, no, we want to go this way. So I think this tower seems like a good tower that they could possibly send radio signals to, but I might not be able to get into it now that I think about it, so we might have to go talk to okay, nope, the game didn't freeze. We're good still. I might have to read a Programmer's Digest to get in here, but this seems like a good tower to send signals to, so we might want to camp out and see if anyone comes along. Okay, no, it's very easy. I think we can get into it. No wonder. Angus, perfect, first match. Access log. Soldiers on duty this week. So it seems like someone's entering and exiting around 1 a.m. Okay, good to know. Damn it, we need to get a key. Alright, I'm gonna go get a key real quick, and then we're gonna sit out here and camp out until nighttime. We're gonna get the key from Lieutenant Carrie Boyd, I believe. She will have one, so I'll go do that. We'll probably just ask her about the break-ins, and she'll give it to us that way, because our affinity's so good. Actually, I'll just see you when I'm back with Lieutenant Carrie Boyd. Hey, Lieutenant.
You're back.
Tell me about the break-ins.
Maybe break-in isn't the right word. We didn't find signs of forced entry, but I've had reports of someone sneaking into the control tower at night. It's probably just a meeting spot for a steamy military base love affair. Kids today. But it bothers me that they didn't break in. It means they have an access code. Most soldiers around the base don't have that.
Would you be willing to give me the control tower access keys so I can check it out?
Sure, if you want to investigate. It's not like there's anything to steal up there, just a bunch of old communications equipment. If you can find out any more, I'd be interested to hear it. There's something about this I really don't like. And if I weren't tied up here, I'd be staking it out personally.
Alright, gotta go.
Yep, see you around.
You too. Alright, so I will see you guys when I'm camping outside at the, by the planes, by that control tower. Hey guys, it's the next day. The game crashed. Sorry, these videos aren't going to go up till Saturday, just because I didn't have time to edit them before Friday. Boone is just nonchalantly just, holding his rifle like that. So we got the key, which you guys know that. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait till about midnight and watch to see if anyone wants to come in here, because the game wants us to look to see if anyone's coming in at night. So we're just gonna stay hidden over by these containers and wait. So we will just sit until we see some movement.
Lupa, this is Frumentarius Picus. Over.
Go ahead, Picus.
Afternoon patrol enters Fiend territory at 1300. Have them mind that stretch.
10-4, Picus. Fiends will be alerted.
Roger, Lupa.
What's the status of your primary mission, Picus?
Charges are set. Detonation will occur as the train leaves the station. Over.
How long?
Couple of minutes. Over.
10-4. Keep us updated.
10-4.
Hey, 10-4, right, man?
What are you doing here? You don't have clearance.
I have clearance for catching spies.
I don't know what you mean. Found you! Come on!
Boone, you wanna get the final shot on him? This is... There you go. Wow, you still let him... What the fuck happened to you, man? You was Mr. Fantastic the whole time. So, for whatever reason, the game typically... With that... I'm gonna heal up, because Mr. Fantastic shot me. But, typically the game will show you that someone is coming inside the tower. We didn't get that. I literally sat there and waited for 3 in-game hours, which isn't that big of a deal. So normally we see him coming along, but we didn't, and I was just like, hey, I might as well go check just in case. And he was inside, so yeah, sorry. Normally, like, you can see him walk in, but I guess that time you didn't. So now we gotta run over to the train. We're sprinting our little butts off to get there before it blows up. So that was Captain whatever. That's the guy that Colonel Shu put in charge of finding the person. He was obviously a part of the Legion. So if you inform him about any of this stuff, he will successfully detonate this bomb on the train. So we got to go defuse it. That's the word I'm looking for. So we're going to do that, and then we will turn this quest in. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to go and do the unmarked quest for the followers, and then we're going to find our speech skill books, and we'll talk to someone at the followers who will be of interest to us later on. So hopefully the game will load so we can get there. There we go. So you just want to come over to the train, and you want to walk over to this vent, and the device looks as though it's been armed and could go off at any moment. So explosives 35 or higher, science of 45 or higher required to defuse. We'll defuse the charge, and we also have the activation code. We'll just do this. So to get the point for Boone for this quest, you need to kill that guy, and we did. So I think we are at 4 points total. You need 5 points to get his quest going, so we're gonna have to do that eventually at some point. But I figured we might as well do some quests at Camp McCarran to knock those out real quick. So let's go talk to Colonel Hsu, who's below us. We did kill that guy after all, so... Colonel, I have to inform you that one of your top men is a bad guy.
Yes? What is it?
You won't be having problems with intelligence leaks anymore.
No? What happened?
It was Curtis. He's in the Legion. I can prove you tried to blow up the monorail.
Curtis? He's been in the NCR long before our conflict with the Legion. There's just no way. I hope you're mistaken, but somehow I don't think so. It'd explain a lot. This is much worse than anyone expected. There could be others, too. You've done everything that was asked of you. You have my personal thanks for this. And I'll make sure you receive the credit you deserve.
Thanks, man. I'll be going.
Bye.
And we are liked. I think... No, I think there's loved. I think that's the next one up. So now we're just going to fast travel to the... We're going to go to the Atomic Wrangler, which we could have done this before, but I want to just keep it all in order. So it's not that big of a deal. So I'll see you when we're at the Atomic Wrangler.